good morning. So it is Monday morning right now, but I normally, if you're new here, I normally upload how to wow videos, which are like makeup videos, on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. I always film them on Fridays or earlier and post them on, I schedule them for Saturday at 7 a.m. But this past week, I was laying in bed Friday night, and I was thinking, oh, tomorrow's Friday, and then it occurred to me that it was currently Friday and the next day was Saturday, and I did not record a how to wow video. So that didn't happen. That was the first week I missed, and it was completely unintentional. I just didn't remember what day it was, so there was that. But usually these are uploaded on Saturday morning, so if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And if you're interested in makeup content, I'm also a full-time worship and tech pastor. My husband and I work together, and you know, we do that full-time. We recently came out with a worship album. We're kind of singer-songwriters, you know, musicians, worship pastors, and do a lot of vlogging and stuff related to that, a lot of lifestyle vlogs, fashion and beauty, kind of just a little bit of everything. So make sure that you subscribe. So I just come back from the gym a little bit ago, and I am going to do today, I'm just in the bathroom. I've kind of been doing different locations for how to wow, but today I'm just going to do it right here in my bathroom. I have this robe on, even though it's like 150 degrees outside, it feels like. But we've had the air on, it gets a little chilly, you know, in the house. So I've just had this robe on. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of get started. So today I thought I would do a little bit of a foundation routine. I have a meeting to get to before long, so I'm going to do it pretty quick. I'm not going to do like super crazy, but kind of like my day-to-day foundation routine for summertime when it is blazing hot outside and you need, you know, like it's humid because we had a lot of humidity here yesterday and today. And so just kind of like keeping that on your face. Keeping your makeup on your face during the hot months, kind of what I do. I am going to put this on my face. This is great for summer, or I really think for any time, but it is the e.l.f. Glow Dewy Mist. I love this stuff. Let me see. I'm going to use my favorite, it's Airbrush foundation. I have the Luminess Airbrush machine, and I love it. It lasts all day. It's so good. So that's a super helpful tip for if you are trying to keep your makeup lasting all day. So this is actually not a Luminess foundation. I do love their foundation as well, but this is just one that I got from Amazon. It's called Bellocchio. I don't know exactly how to say it. I think that's how you say it. But it is really good. And I put just a little bit of water in it because I read the reviews of this one that said that if you add just like a drop, like barely any water to it, it kind of helps it because it's a little bit of a thicker consistency than the Luminess one. So that's what I like to do. I just put the smallest drop of water. This is the Luminess bottle because you use this to rinse it out as well. Start it up. Sometimes I like to use the Luminess primer as well. I do have that, but I use that as well, but I really feel like the airbrush stays on so well, and I don't really have issues when I wear this foundation of it, like, you know how sometimes in the heat it can kind of like just clump up on your face almost. This one doesn't do that. I do love the primer. Sometimes I just forget to do it. So you can see it leaves your skin looking really fresh. You can add more. Depending on the day, you know, I may add a little bit more or whatever the case might be. Today's just kind of going to be a more natural makeup day. I say that lightly because my natural makeup days are probably not what you would think would be natural, but anyway, it's just really good foundation, and it really stays on the skin, so that's great. Oh, so like I said, I have to hurry up a little bit because I am going to staff meeting here in just a little bit. We're going to the coffee shop to have our staff meeting. So I'm going to put the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer under my eyes. This is a great concealer that, again, I have no issues with it creasing or anything in the hot weather. You don't need much of this. To be honest, I like kind of a lot of concealer, so you probably don't need this amount, but I like to put on. I know that they have a new one of this, or newer, that is like the hydrating concealer. I'm really interested to try that as well, because I feel like that would be really nice too. You'll have to let me know what the weather's like. Oh gosh, what's in my eye? What the weather's like where you are, because it has just been humid and hot here. Almost July, so that's to be expected. We always had, you know, humidity growing up in Indiana as well. I'm from Indiana, so they get a lot of humidity, you know, being by Lake Michigan and things like that, especially. So they've been getting a lot of humidity. Yesterday it was about the same as here, and we're in Texas, so it definitely gets humid there. But when we were living in Santa Fe, New Mexico, there was no humidity literally ever. It just didn't get humid. It's so dry there, you know, desert kind of dry, like just unbelievably dry. And so yeah, it never got humid there, and it's definitely a different kind of heat in Santa Fe, and you will need to bring like a gallon of water with you anywhere you go, but it's nice weather there. I know I talk about, if you're ever, like if you're a subscriber or if you watch videos regularly, you know I talk about Santa Fe all the time. I really love Santa Fe, especially for a place to like go and visit. It's so beautiful. I would definitely recommend doing that. It's definitely like visually the prettiest and most unique place that I've lived. I haven't lived that many places, just 3, but I went from cornfields to mountains, so that was definitely a big improvement. So I'm putting the Coty Airspun powder on. So I like to bake with this. Sometimes I just put it on, but usually I do like to bake in certain areas with this powder. I do feel like baking makes a big difference. I know it doesn't really make sense. I'm sure there's some kind of reasoning behind that, but I really do feel like it makes a difference. And so when it's going to be humid, especially, you know, and it's you're more likely to sweat, I like to just put a little bit of powder on just to bake for a little while. But the Airbrush foundation, it's obviously like a pricey machine, but it is well worth the money. It's so good. I like to contour with that too. That's, I think, the best way to contour, to where it will actually stay on your face and not get blotchy. I know sometimes that's an issue people have with contouring in the hot weather especially. And I like to use, I don't have one right now because I just recently ran out, but I like to use a darker foundation and use the same airbrush machine and just contour with the darker foundation, and it stays on forever. Like, you're gonna have to wipe it off. It's not coming off. It's not gonna get patchy. So for blush, I'm actually gonna go in with the Lime Life by Alcone blush in the shade Alive. It's a really natural shade, but it really wakes the face up a lot. I used to sell, it was Limelight at the time, but they changed the name to Lime Life. I think the foundation is key. That airbrush foundation is really key for doing this. But if you don't have an airbrush machine, this powder, this Coty Airspun, it looks like this. You can get it from Walmart or any drugstore. I'm pretty sure. It's so much powder in one thing. This is the extra coverage version, so it adds a little bit of coverage too. It's gonna help everything to stay on really well too. And then you can even go in, like there's a translucent powder in here from Limelight. You can hit the areas that you didn't hit with that Coty powder. Sometimes I just hit all of it with the Coty powder, but powder is gonna be really helpful. This is definitely sweat proof as well, because I do my makeup like this when I lead worship on Sundays and I sweat a lot on stage, and it does not come off. It is like very solid and doesn't look like cakey looking. You know, sometimes when you sweat and your makeup gets all lifted up, it can not look very good. So it doesn't look like that at all, you know, when I do use these products. So I've been so tired this week. I don't know like what is going on, but it's just like next level tired. We get up at 5:30 every morning and work out, and we have been for a while, but I don't know, I just, for some reason this past week I was just exhausted. I am going to go ahead and highlight, and I'm going to use the Physicians Formula butter highlighter. This is like a buttery, you know, obviously highlight, and is not powdery, but it really does stay on, and I like this one a lot because I just feel like I don't know, it's just such a good summery highlighter. It's almost bronzy, but it's not too dark for my skin tone, and it smells like coconuts, so that's really nice. But this is kind of a way, especially if you're using a lot of powder, to kind of keep your makeup on. This is a way to add a little bit more glow back into your skin. I have so many highlighters that I really, really like. And then I am going to go ahead and contour real quick. I always use something different for a contour, but I'll show you something I've been liking to do. So again, going with the same creamy trend. My favorite way to contour again is with the airbrush machine, but going with the creamy trend, I'm going to take this. I use this for so many things. The Bronzing Skin Perfector from Becca. And I'm actually going to turn you right there. I'm going to put this kind of in the contour areas, and I am going to set this with powder, so I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. I don't always do it that way, but just showing you some tips along the way. I love this brush too. It's from e.l.f. You do not have to spend a lot of money on brushes to get really good brushes. I love e.l.f. brushes. I love Sonia Kashuk brushes, and they are from Target, and they're not like super cheap, but they are at Christmas time. They always put them on sale like right after Christmas, so I like to go into Target after Christmas and get those brushes because they're always a good price after that. I mean, they're not expensive anyway, but I am a frugal person and I like to save money, so what's expensive to me is really not probably to other people. I just went in with that. Now that will probably last on my face just because this Becca stuff is really good and it's probably not going to move, but cream products, of course, are a little more likely to move, like if you're sweating, if you're, you know, if it's really humid, things like that. So I am going to go in just to contour a little bit more. I have this palette here that is from BH Cosmetics, and there's this contour shade in here that I really, really like. And if you set a cream product with a powder, it's like setting your face, you know, with powder. It's gonna keep it on there all day. So anything that I do, like if I put concealer on my eyelids, which I like to do that a lot, then I will set that with like the Coty powder, because if you set a cream product with a powder, it's gonna stay there. So yeah, that's kind of the face makeup, and you can use a setting spray at this point as well. I have several setting sprays that I like, but I'm actually like running out of them. I was using the Lancome setting spray. Also, I really like the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, but today I'm just gonna use the same one. It's just a dewy mist from e.l.f. And if you've used a lot of powders or anything like that, this one is really gonna help to not look powdery. That foundation's really good for that too, but if you've used a lot of powders, it's really helpful to kind of put this dewy one over top of that so that you don't look powdery or anything. So I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup. I'll come back and show you how it turned out. Okay, so I am ready. Here is my face makeup, just like a really kind of natural, glowy summer makeup, but it will last. Even though I'm about to step outside in the very warm temperatures, it's gonna last really well. Another thing I wanted to say, I wear contacts and glasses. I'm out of contacts right now, so I've been wearing glasses a lot. And so, you know, right in here, you can kind of like, it can kind of rub off. So I would suggest like really baking right through where your glasses would hit. And that should help as well, and just kind of focusing like the setting things on that. You can also put setting spray on a sponge, like the Urban Decay one or any of those, and like sponge that all over your face. But like I said, this foundation really works well for me and really lasts. But if I was using like a regular liquid foundation, I would want a really powerful like setting spray, because that really helps. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Remember, you are incredible. Jesus loves you. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye.